morning is 7:04 on this Friday, May 3rd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome here on a Friday morning. We're glad to have you listening to Coleman and Company, and we've got two interesting guests today, but even more interesting as we get started this morning. We're here for Wilson Bank and Trust, and David Walden joins us this morning. David, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you. Of course, you're with the investment department with Wilson Bank and Trust, and been there for a long time. I probably asked you this before, but did you start out in the investment department?
I did.
Yeah.
Over 24 years ago, graduated from college and came straight to Wilson Bank and Raymond James and have been there ever since.
But you didn't start as a teller or some position in the bank. You've been in investments all along.
Correct. I was helping out my buddy Larry Squires and that group 24 years ago as a financial assistant, originally as you're getting your licenses and getting everything together. But yeah, that's the department I've been in the entire time at
I'll
the
tell you
bank.
what, if you stay at it, you might make a career. Well, what you got on your mind today?
Well, I just wanted to share this morning. We were reminiscing this morning about how things change as time goes on. And one of the things I wanted to share was how financial advice continues to change and evolve, and then give some of the listeners an opportunity if they want to participate in one of the events we have coming up here pretty soon. But I think when you go back and you look at financial advice kind of started as just a one-off opportunity. If you go back 50 years ago, it was like, hey, do you want to invest in the stock market? Do you want to buy stock? And, and do you want to buy a product or whatever it may be to offset something that you have, or you want to hear about something? And while we continue to do that as financial advisors, I think that for anybody that works closely with one, especially that's looking at it from a holistic perspective, is there's a lot of other things that we get into that I think a lot of listeners may not be aware of.
Mm-hmm. Well, such as
tax planning. Am I saving in the right vehicles? Am I saving in the right investments? A lot of it is based around education, actually, as far as just letting people know, hey, here's the good and the bad about what you're considering to do. A lot of retirement planning. Am I on the right track? Am I saving enough money for retirement? Or if I've retired, am I spending too much? How is that working out? And when should I draw Social Security? I mean, there's from an insurance perspective, if something happens to me, is my family going to be okay? If somebody gets too sick or somebody passes away early, so there's a lot of elements of somebody's total financial picture that we get into with clients every day.
And you, of course, study the trends, stay as well informed as you possibly can, I'm sure. And even then, it's sometimes sort of a crapshoot, isn't it?
We just got back from our national conference in Washington, D.C. I got back Wednesday night, and it is amazing to me the speed of change. I mean, the speed of change from, in the investing world, and then the tools and resources that we're provided to be able to help clients. But, everything changes from an investment perspective, and the types of investments clients can invest in these days versus what the offerings were. Even in my 24-year career, how much that's changed. We're actually having a webinar on Tuesday with Elvis Huff, Director of Security at Wilson Bank and Trust, and I think it's one of the most fascinating topics that everybody, I feel like, is interested in. I mean, if you've had a credit card or a debit card long enough, there's a decent chance somewhere along the line you have no idea how, when, where somebody else started using your debit card. Me too. It's probably been 2 or 3 times for myself over the years. So Elvis is going to do a webinar for us, and we're going to have myself and Damon Bates, the branch manager, are going to moderate that to help provide some of the local customers some ideas of how we can be wiser with our decisions and protect our information.
All right, when and where?
It's online, so you can do this from the comforts of your own home. It's going to be 5 o'clock on Tuesday. This is something that we put together for our investment clients, but if anybody would like to attend, they're welcome to call our main office line, and we can provide them with the Zoom link for them to participate in that as well.
Okay. All right. Very good. What else you got?
I just want to let everybody to know we've got, in reminiscing and being with these other financial advisors for the last week and seeing our profession, I'm reminded often that there's a bunch of good-hearted people that are out there trying to help their friends and families with their financial lives. And if you are somebody out there that would like to have somebody, evaluate where you are or have somebody look deeper, all it is a conversation. And I think it could be a very worthwhile one to get you on track. And we've got a lot of good financial advisors in our area, and they'll do their due diligence to connect you with the right person to talk to you about your situation.
Okay, and I take it there's no charge for that?
There's absolutely no charge. And they can give our main office a call, and we've got advisors in all of the locations we serve throughout Middle Tennessee.
All right. Well, David, always good to have you with us. And David is a certified financial planner and part of Raymond James. We have talked investments. We better do that little disclaimer.
Yeah, and if you are interested in participating in the cybersecurity webinar or meeting with one of our advisors, you can call 615-443-6509. That's 615-443-6509. And the disclosure, securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC, an independent broker-dealer, and are not insured by bank insurance, the FDIC, or any other government agency, are not deposits or obligations of the bank, are not guaranteed by the bank, and are subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal.
All right, David, thank you so much for being with us. And remember, it's Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Your excellence in banking since 1987. 10 and a half minutes after 7 o'clock, and this morning, it's not time for our Friday Senate report. I guess that's over till next year, but this morning it is my pleasure to introduce to you the one and only Uncle Pete.
Good morning, Wilson County and the surrounding areas. This portion of your program today is being brought to you by the Veterans Center, located at 112 Hartman Drive.
Well, it's good to see you this morning. Thank you for this big cup of coffee.
You're more than welcome.
From Uncle Pete's Super Truck Stop.
Yep. I brought Billy his 2 biscuits this morning.
Yeah. All right. Well,
he likes tenderloin biscuits, so I brought him 2 fresh ones.
Well, it's been a month or so since we've talked to you, and I just wonder if it's been made, how things are going. For those who don't know, the old fire station on Hartman Drive at the bypass is given by the city, or at least allowed the veterans to have it. For $1 a year or something, one of those formality things. But it's yours to have a place for the veterans. And so we want a progress report.
Well, we're right now trying to find us a good plumber to redo the men's bathroom that had a shower in it and split it in 2 and put a women's handicap on one side and a men's on the other. And once that's done, then we're closer to our opening date. We've still got some demolishing to do, so I've got a group that does every month projects, and they've taken us on. They're going to come I think it's maybe even this Saturday. I don't remember exactly, but they'll come over there with a crew of guys. They're going to finish tearing out one of the walls, and then they're going to also block back in a door in one wall and tear out the shower in the ladies' bathroom so we can then go in and cut the floor and put the drain in for the commode. And we've got other things that we've done and straightening up and fixing. We've seated a board, and I've got an excellent board. The board nominated me as chairman of the board and president of the corporation for 2 years.
All right,
and that's it.
2 years, and that's it.
That's it. I want somebody else to take those reins. I want to pass this on. We have a slogan, and our slogan is moving veterans forward. And that's what we're going to be about. We're going to help them get over the hardships of getting out of the military or having PTSD or having other problems. We're going to have the ability to have psychiatric group therapy there. We're going to have the music there. We've got some people who have volunteered to teach different instruments. We've got a pool table that was given to us, and we've got a big screen TV that'll hang up and has a game board that goes with it. So we've got things that the younger set. And, of course, one guy reminded me he was in Desert Storm and he's now 50. He ain't the younger set, but he's younger than I am.
Yeah, right.
And that's the ones 9/11 forward is what we're looking for, the ones to take the reins.
Well, you gave me this list of the board members here. I'm familiar with a few of these. Of course, you're chairman, and there are 8 other people on the board here. Why don't...
No, you read.
Kelly...
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to pronounce this last name. Are you?
Nope.
Oh. Crecelius. Cecilius, I guess.
Cecilius.
Kelly
Yeah.
Cecilius. All right.
She's with Wilson Bank and Trust. She started the veteran banking for Wilson Bank and Trust.
Okay. All right. There's Sabrina C. Most people know that Sabrina C. is our veteran service officer.
Yes.
Eric Phillips.
He's our attorney.
All right. Terry Ward.
He is 91 American Legion Post, Mount Juliet.
Chris Johnson.
Chris is our accountant. She does nothing but 501c nonprofit accounting.
There's Bill Moss. Most people know Bill Moss.
Yes, sir. Bill is the commander of the VFW, Post 5015.
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers is the commander of the Vietnam Veterans, Post 4. I can't remember. 1004, I think.
All right. And then last but not least, another Pete Pritchard.
Pete Pritchard is the State Employment Service Officer. He finds jobs for handicap and hard-to-seat jobs.
Okay, well, that's the board, and I guess you 9 people are pretty much getting the thing off and running, kicked off, and,
Yes,
and
sir.
ready to go.
We're having a meeting right now once a month. We do it at lunchtime, and I provide a meal for them, and then we do the round table. We have added some things. One of them is that if somebody is somewhere and can't come, they can video conference into us. These are things that I never thought about, but some of the younger people on my board.
Yeah.
And all of these are veterans, but one person. Our accountant, but her husband and her family have veterans in them.
Okay. Well, we need to take a break right here.
Yes, sir.
Pete Norman is with us, Uncle Pete. We'll talk more in a moment on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Friends at Absolute Kubota, they'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota, check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It remains very slow trying to get down through Millersville as they clean up this earlier crash on 65 southbound at Long Hollow Pike. Traffic's picking up quite a bit in the last few minutes. 24 out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, going westbound. 24 passing 840. Just give yourself extra travel time out here. It's been pretty wild over there on 24 just past 440 as they clean up from that earlier crash as it builds on 40 in from the Mount Juliet area, Wilson County. And Princess Hot Chicken now has new items on a brand new menu. Check it all out this weekend by logging on to princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Medina, what did Mama always say?
Mama said treat others as you would want to be treated.
Mama always said be honest and fair.
Mama said listen to what your customers want and try to help make their dreams come true.
Yes, we celebrate Mother's Day. Remember what Mama always said. Don't make a move without us.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmentoller at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team 443-3130.
Mama said there'll be days like this.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Pete Norman, Haywood P. Norman IV, Uncle Pete is better known as, and he's with us this morning talking about the veteran services. And you've come really quite a long ways from what it was just, say, even a year ago.
Yes, sir.
Mayor Bell heard us talking one morning and remembered that the fire station was sitting there collecting dust and made it available. So that's kind of been a shot in the arm for your whole purpose, hasn't it?
Oh, yes. And we're making it ours. We're cleaning it up, straightening it up. I poured a foundation for our flag. We've got our flag up and going. We've got our sign on the door. The van sits out front, and we've got a couple of donations. We've got a guy that my niece gave us a 2-door refrigerator with an ice maker in it, Betsy, and she could have sold it, but instead she gave it to us. Then we also got another smaller refrigerator and a freezer that we can keep things in for food baskets and stuff. We've had some veterans gave us bug out bags, they call them, that had everything that you can imagine in it, and we've pulled everything out of that, and we're putting together boxes for emergencies for a family or stuff. But between the VFW, the VVA, and all that, we have within all of we have the ability to help a veteran that's in trouble.
Well, I take it for right now, the only kind of meetings you have are work meetings over there.
Yes, sir.
But before too long.
Looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
You know, if you're bored or want to get out and do something constructive for something, you know, call me. And we're tearing down a wall right now, and then we're going to put up and block out. And then once that's done, we've got a lot of cleanup to do, and then we've got to build 2 inside the building. I think I've got all of that material donated. I think through one of the local lumber companies. I'm not going to mention their name until they do, but then I will. And we've got a sign design to go out front, an electronic sign, and we're looking for a sponsor for that. And we'll put the sponsor's name on it, but it will be an electronic reader board. It will be able to be seen from the bypass and from Hartman Drive, which has got a unbelievable about 7,000 or 8,000 cars pass it a day.
Mm-hmm. Well, now these board members, including you, the 9 people that we named earlier, I mean, each has their role to play here, but several of these are probably retired and able to come and help. All of them certainly aren't.
About 3 or 4, but
yes,
sir.
Sabrina's got her hands busy as veteran service officer, but still.
That lady is full of good ideas. Mm-hmm. And she's one of them that was instrumental in changing our slogan and redirecting some things we were going to do. Our attorney, Eric, wife, specializes in new startups. Oh. And she's taken us on for free. And she's going to put our electronic signal out to all the different programs. She's designing our web page and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So once that's up, all you got to do is Google the Veteran Center, and it'll pop up.
Yeah,
it'll show you what we do.
Well, I know there are some people who could and probably would like to volunteer, and if they need an idea of to talk with you or talk to somebody about what they can do and maybe can't do, so some opportunities that are there. Your phone number, I guess, is a good one.
615-804-4404.
I've almost got it memorized.
And we're looking for sponsors we need chairs. We're going to have chairs and stuff like that. One lady gave us a beautiful couch, and it was so nice and comfortable, we put it in the psychiatric office.
Well, I had asked you off the air, and you had talked about more than once on Armed Forces Day, which is in May every year.
Yes.
Third Saturday in May?
Third Saturday in May.
That you were going to have sort of a marathon. You're going to have
Run for a vet.
You're not going to be able to do that this year.
Not this year. But we will do it next year.
But you have kind of got
We're going to volunteer to work with Sherry's Run so that we learn the ins and outs. There is a gentleman that has been organizing hers, And once Sherry's run is done, we're going to talk to him about possibly doing something with us and helping us get off and running. And
I think really you have a really great idea here, in that you're going to be having the different branches of the armed services competing.
Yes.
Which bragging rights, if nothing else.
We're going to have the Sergeant Major's Trophy.
Yeah.
Most time, they call it the General's Trophy or whatever. Post. Sergeant Major runs everything. Colonel just comes in and says, "What do you need me to sign?"
You have talked this up a little bit with some of these places, right? Sir. And they didn't. I don't know whether they gave you a thumbs up, but for sure not a thumbs down.
Every one of them liked the idea. And the other thing that we're looking for is if you got somebody within your family that was a musician at one time in high school band or something, and you've got an old cornet or a clarinet or a trumpet or slide trombone, and you've often wondered, what am I going to do with this thing? We'll take it. Because we're trying to do music therapy will be one of the things that we will eventually do. Guitars, banjos we're looking for. Yes. We've got people that will teach them.
Think you might ever have a band there?
Well, we might. I've got one this year at the memorial service. Both the bugler and the drummer will be veterans. Mm-hmm. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know the bugler's going to be in uniform, and the other guy said, "Well, let me see if I can get mine buttoned." But these are things that and we've also got a lady that said once we get up and going, she would be interested in coming down and teaching painting. Mm-hmm. I've got another guy that's in the carving program here, and he said, you guys want me? I'll come over and do carving one day a week or something. Things that these people, these young people, or younger than I people, even me, I need certain things at certain times to clear my head.
Yeah.
People who's never been in a situation where PTSD comes upon you don't know what it does.
Now, I know everybody hadn't beat their door down to help here, but has there been really any negative vibes coming from what you're trying to do? Are there any naysayers out there that you know?
Not a single one.
Yeah.
When you're there to do something for somebody else, to help them, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. You can't find anything bad with that. We're going to do the Dave Ramsey course periodically there. I got a husband and wife team that have volunteered to do that. Mm-hmm. The Dave Ramsey program is got a sponsor, I think they said, that will pay for the material for 100 packs. Yeah. Because when young guys get out of the military, they all have the same thing in common: a nice shiny car and about 6 inches of debt, and don't know what to do. And they get frustrated, and next thing you know, they bankrupt and they've lost all of that. Then now it's pinged their credit, and they want to buy a house or want to do something else. So, it's harder and harder for these guys when they first get out. I want this to be a place where they can come and ask questions. Where do I go? What do I do? How do I do it?
And have some people in the right direction.
Some mentors.
Yeah.
That will say, hey, it ain't bad. I was the same way when I was your age. Mm-hmm. And here's what I did. So, we're open for monetary donations and some other things for the offices and stuff. We don't take household furniture, beds, and things like that. Some of the other veteran programs do that and then turn around and give that away. People will give me things, and I get on the phone immediately and try to find somebody that needs it.
Yeah.
And it never comes to me. I take it to them. We've got got people that are handy. I've got an entire ramp sitting out right outside the back door of the building that I got to put it back together so that any handicapped person can come in the back door or the front door. And these are the things that have to be finished before we can have our opening.
Okay, well, if you can volunteer, if anything we've talked about this morning would be something you would like to help, give Pete a call, 615-804-4404.
And remember, this is moving a veteran forward.
Moving a veteran forward. All right. Well, Pete, I always appreciate you here. Appreciate really your love and concern for your fellow veterans.
Well, as my favorite movie star said, may the good Lord take a liking to you.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Yes,
That's
sir.
part one of Coleman and Company. Hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $59.95 up oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still running slower than normal through Sumner County as you come down through Millersville on that earlier crash, 65 southbound at Long Hollow Pike. It's really jammed up traffic. It'll be backed up into Robertson County probably sooner than later. Still heavy, but moving 24 westbound. Coming past 840 in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County towards the Antioch area. Starting to get a little bit busier than it was on 40 going eastbound as you come through Kingston Springs with all that heavy traffic flow leaving Dixon County towards Nashville there on 40 going eastbound. Hey, Prince's Hot Chicken now has new items on a brand new menu. Check it out this weekend. PrincesHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
For more than 36 years, Wilson Bank and Trust has been proud to serve communities all across Tennessee. As an independent local bank, we provide banking products competitive with large banks, but delivered with personalized local service. Wilson Bank and Trust has been community-focused since 1987 and looks forward to many more. Discover the power of local community banking that truly makes a difference. Give us a call or come on by any of our local 30 locations or visit wilsonbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is in a new location, 1746 West Main in Lebanon, across from Sports Village. Gregory Dental Group offers cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs.
No insurance? No problem. Call about the discount plan. Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322.
As we go through your Friday, a 70% showers and thunderstorms. Some of those storms could produce heavy rainfall throughout the day. That high of about 78. Showers and storms remain likely through the overnight, that low down to 63. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Stormy Clausen.
We welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company here on a Friday morning. We've got a little liquid sunshine, but we welcome you to the second half. And we welcome Dane Emmentaler to talk about the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Oh, it's always good to see you or your mother or both or whomever may come. Exit Rocky Top Realty and the C&D team at 1330 West Main in Lebanon. Great people, great service. Somebody answers the phone 24/7, and they are people you can trust. So, what do you got for us today?
Well, I wanted to tell you that, it's raining, and a lot of people like to stay inside because the sun is not out. But you know what? Today is always a good day to look at a house. If it's raining, it's a good day to look at a house to see the drainage of the house, to see if there's any leaks in the house, to see where the water ponds around the house. It's just a good day all the way around for buyers and sellers. Buyers like to go and look at houses to see what is the water issue, if there's any leaks coming inside the house. Sellers, it's a good idea to walk around your house when it's raining, do the same thing, to see how can I improve this, or is it leaking? Has it leaked? Excuse me. Or just to see what my house looks like from the road when it's. where's the water ponding and stuff. So, it's a good day to get out and look, even though you might think this is not a good day to show houses. But it really is. It really is. Even when you have a house under contract, you want to drive by there and see what it looks like if you've not seen it when it's wet or raining.
Your mother told you all that.
Of course she did. Of course she did. She taught me well.
You're sounding a little bit like her this morning, but you learn all that over time.
Yes.
And honestly, Judy Cox seems to have learned her time all during her time. She's still learning, but does she have the information?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And whatever she tells me, you just put it in your little brain vault, and you keep it there because you're going to use it one time or another, if not every day.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You got any listings to talk about?
Of course. We have been speaking with potential sellers that are thinking about putting their house on the market. So this is a good time to do that. One, because it's getting summertime. People like to get out and look at their yards and decide, I don't want to mow this anymore. Yep. It's too big. Or I need a bigger yard. My children are growing, or they need a bigger place to play and grow and everything. So this is a good time to do that. So we've been talking to potential sellers. We've also been talking to a lot of pre-approved buyers, and most of them are first-time home buyers. So that's interesting to see how people upgrade, downgrade, or downsize, and then other ones, this is their first rodeo, as they say, to do that. And we love working with first-time home buyers because they're brand new and they don't know exactly what to look for, and we're there to guide them through the whole process and kind of calm them down throughout. And it's just fun to walk alongside them and teach them what to look for and what not to worry about, what to worry about.
And really some pitfalls to avoid.
Yes, definitely. Because, some of them like the older homes, and then some of them like the newer homes. And, there's always that saying, lipstick on a pig. Sometimes you have a house that's like that, and it's just not done very well. And you think, no, this isn't what you're looking for, but we'll look. But that's a common saying, is lipstick on a pig. So it's a fun saying, but we understand what we're talking about at the same time. But first-time home buyers are fun to work with, and they learn a whole lot throughout the process. But they're also stressed, knowing, am I doing the right thing? Am I jumping too much? Am I worrying too much? Is this the right house? Am I going to be over my head? So that's what we kind of walk through them and walk with them and calm them down throughout the process. And, if they feel like, hey, this is too much, I just can't do this, then we know we need to walk away. We need to step back and let's look at this again.
Yeah.
So we're there to help them, not just for the sale, but to help them that we need to slow down, we need to stop, and then let's go another direction.
Yeah.
So we do that, and then but some listings that we have one in Hartsville. It's $569.9 is the price, and it is a house with all the bells and whistles. It has a whole house generator with it, Generac generator. It has a whole surge protection around the house. Has 2 water heaters, 2 HVACs. Very well maintained, very meticulously maintained home with a concrete circle drive around the house, drive a corner lot, RV, carport, 2-car garage. The primary bedroom is on the main floor. It has a basement. Part of it is for vehicles. The other part is could be living space with a full bathroom. And it's on almost 2 acres. So give us a call. It's in Hartsville. So give us a call on that one. We'd be glad to show you that one. We have one in Five Oaks on a corner lot as well. And it's listed $869.9. And it is 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. Southern Magazine House Plan of the Year when it was built. It was custom built for this family. They are downsizing. So that was one of those that I'm tired of mowing. I don't have as many people in the house any longer, so I need to downsize and move to a smaller house. So give us a call there if you're looking for land to build a home or just to have. We have land in Richmond Hills, right outside of Richmond Hills on Canesville Road. Rutledge Lane, we have 7.11 acres, already has a septic tank, has the electricity, and has the 1-inch water line, which is a larger line that is expected. So a 1-inch water line, and that one's listed at $299. So give us a call on that one, and anything that you're looking for that our sign is not in the yard, feel free to give us a call, because we can still show you the other properties, and we can help you and guide you along the way to make sure this is the right property for you.
615-443-3130.
That's right. And remember, Coleman, don't make a move without us.
All right. Thank you so much, Medina. See you next time. Medina Hemmentoller C&D team, exit Rocky Top Realty, 1330 West Main in Lebanon. We're about 21 before the hour, and I've got a gentleman I want to introduce as my guest, who a member of the county commission, and a gentleman that I don't think I've ever met before. He walked in the door a few minutes ago, and I'm talking about Haskell Evans, county commissioner. I believe it's representing District 12. Is that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Coleman.
Good morning, and welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate so much you coming out to be a part of this. I don't get there are 25 county commissioners, and I don't get to have them all. One every once in a while is kind of the way it works, but I'm really glad to have you today. As I understand it, your grandfather was Turner Evans.
Yes, sir. I'm his youngest grandson.
The county judge, we called him back
judge,
when
yes,
I was
sir.
a little boy. I remember, in fact, I remember a campaign. I believe it was Judge Evans and Scotty Harrison, and I'm thinking the year was 1948. But anyway, kind of a heated political race along with some others. I think that's the same year Ed Maynard was elected sheriff, but that's a long time ago.
That is a long time ago, yes, sir.
Just for a minute, tell us a little bit of your memories of Judge Evans, if you will.
I was 5 when he passed away in 1983, so I got the fun side of my granddad. We would kind of be in charge of each other whenever we would be out in the yard. He was watching me, but I thought I was watching him. So we just kind of, he had his cane, and we'd walk around the yard, and then we'd fill up the water trough for the cows.
Well, I'm thinking that I heard him say one time that before he came to work at 8 o'clock at the county courthouse, that he had milked his cows and done farm work.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
He was an industrious man, wasn't he?
Yes, sir, he was. He would milk the cows before he came into the office, and then in the afternoons, whenever he got in, then always go to the kitchen table, and he'd have him a cup of coffee and smoke a cigarette, and then he'd change his clothes and go milk cows again. Yeah. And I always heard stories growing up about how many weddings that he would perform at the milk barn. Folks would just stop by the house, and my grandmother would be the witness, and he'd marry him right there on the steps of the dairy barn.
I'm glad you told that. I hadn't heard that. As far as you go, tell us about your present family.
I'm married. My wife Tanya, she's a lifelong resident from the Gladeville area. We have 2 children, Wyatt and Christine. Wyatt is a realtor with a real estate company in Mount Juliet, and Christine, she's a student at Cumberland University, and she's working on her pilot's license as well.
I think I'm right on this. When you became a county commissioner, didn't you take the seat that Terry Ash had?
Correct, yes, sir.
Well, knowing Terry, like I sort of do, I have an idea that he had an idea who he wanted to replace him, and I'm guessing that might have been you.
I don't know that I would have been his first choice, but we had to have some conversations whenever I was running, and he sort of gave me a heads up about what I was getting into, and he's given me a lot of good advice, and sometimes a pat on the back, and sometimes a good talking to.
Why did you necessarily want to be a county commissioner?
I never dreamed that I would ever want to get into politics. I really never would have thought that was something that I would ever think about. I'm a farmer by trade, and so that just seemed like the last thing I'd ever want to do. But like a lot of residents, I was concerned about the growth in the county, and really just did what I could to try to help my neighbors. And
did you have some others maybe to plant the idea as well?
I did. I had some friends and that I respected and thought a lot of that were also former commissioners that had talked to me and encouraged me to give it a lot of thought and prayer, and so I did.
Okay, was that 2 Septembers ago when you took office?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
so
sir.
you've got you're approaching. Well,
approaching the halfway mark,
okay,
yes, sir.
Right. I'm sure there's been some things you expected, but has there been anything really different or surprise since you took off?
There's been a lot of surprises, a lot of things that I didn't expect, a lot of things that I thought I could help folks with, and it has been really frustrating that to find out that that's not something that we can do. Tell folks I wish I had a magic wand that could just make their troubles go away, but we just it doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. But we do the best we can and try to help folks with what they need.
There are 25 of you, and I don't know who's on very many committees. I'm just wondering what committees of the county commission are you on?
I'm on the Ag Center Committee, which oversees the Ward Ag Center. I'm on the Ag Extension Committee, which works with the Extension Office. EMA, we work with WEMA. On the Education Committee, and the Archives Committee, as well as on the Sewer Access Committee.
Mm-hmm. Well, I expect you have plenty of committee meetings you can attend if you can make them.
Yes, sir. There are a lot. Originally I tried to go to all the committee meetings, whether or not, but I learned really quick that that would be the only thing I ever did was go to committee meetings. And some days it still seems like all I do is go to meetings, but
there's quite a bit to that job, and especially if you take it seriously and,
yes, sir.
And do all that you can find time to do.
Yes, sir. There is. There's always plenty to do. Kind of like on the farm. There's some things that can be put off, but then there's some things that you just have to get to right now. So,
well, good analogy there, I guess. We got to take a break. Haskell Evans is my guest. He represents District 12 on the County Commission, and we'll talk more after this on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota, they'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota, check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We see some flashing lights over here in South Nashville. It's got traffic really slow down through here on 65 southbound at Harding Place. We're just glad it wasn't over in the northbound lanes because there comes all that traffic there from Williamson County in South Nashville right now on 65 going northbound. Again, it's slow. 65 south at Harding Place. It's been slow. 65 south up there at Long Hollow Pike from an earlier crash. Just give yourself extra time as it continues to build in from Rutherford County on 24 west up through the Antioch area. Wilson County traffic's picked up even more with volume on 40 westbound all the way into Hermitage. Prince's Hot Chicken now has new items on a new menu. You gotta check them out this weekend. Online, princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane and Crowell. At the office of Kane and Crowell, our team of experienced attorneys is here to guide you through every step of the process. With a proven track record of success and a commitment to our clients and our community, look no further than the team at Kane and Crowell to fight for your rights and provide representation you deserve. 615-784-4800.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on a rainy Friday morning. And if you just tuned our way, thanks so much. Haskell Evans is here. Mr. Evans represents District 12 on the County Commission. This is your first venture into the political realm.
Yes, sir.
County Commissioner. And you took office in September, be 2 years this September.
Yes, sir. Okay. September 22.
Established that right. And on a number of important committees, Where do you see us? We are a prosperous county. We are growing. We're dealing with growth all the time. It seems like we can't build schools fast enough, and sometimes we've certainly had our share of WEMA stations to build and this sort of thing. But do you think we are keeping up with growth fairly well, or we're doing a decent job of what we're trying to do?
We're doing the best we can. Nobody could have expected this amount of growth. Like you say, Wilson County is a prosperous county. There are a lot of folks that still remember when that wasn't necessarily the case, to the extent that it is now. But we've added. I've heard the numbers, but it seems like 15 to 20 people a day. and projections are that we're going to add another few in the next several years. So we better be buckled up and ready to handle the growth.
What do you is that one of the big things you hear from your constituents dealing with growth?
It is. It is. It's something that I believe that all the commissioners hear on a regular basis is just the amount of growth.
Well, when we as a senior citizen and one who's lived here practically all my life, all but the first 6 months, I guess, in this county. And seeing all the apartment houses and people just cramped up, we're not spaced out anymore in those situations anyway. It's not what I always thought was ideal. Now, I guess the younger people don't want yards to mow and they don't want to have their own little acre of land or something, but it's changed and it's hard to deal with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it has. And there's good and bad that comes with apartments and the higher densities. When there's an apartment building, I was like you before I came into office. It was something I really didn't want to see. Thankfully, we don't really have apartments out in the county. Those are more in the city of Mount Juliet, city of Lebanon. One of the biggest reasons is lack of sewer in the county. I've come to realize that, but. There are good things about the apartments too. The folks that live there, they don't have to have the yard to upkeep. When you have a 200-unit apartment complex, and you're not eating up 200 acres of land. So in a way, then that's a good thing.
Yeah, I hear you. But nothing has stayed. When you look back in history and you think the early settlers that came here and the things that they had to deal with, I mean, everything changes. It just doesn't stay the same.
That is the only thing that stays the same, is that everything changes. Yes, sir.
Well, I think that pretty well says it. About our school system. Now, this is something County Commission you have to work with the Board of Education and the Director of Schools as best you can. And, I mean, if you've got more people, you're going to have more schools. You can build schools, it takes money. And I think we've done a pretty good job on that. And hopefully we're staying ahead of the curve. But we have to be on our really be on our toes with the growth that
we do. Yes, sir.
With building schools.
We do, and that's one thing that I can credit the school board and the director of schools for, is that they're, at least when we do build a school, then they're not building for the capacity that we have right now. They're building for projections. So, excuse me. So the idea is that whenever the school is built in a couple of years, then it's not at capacity as soon as it opens. Mm-hmm. So there is some extra capacity there. So.
And of course, we were dealt a blow with the tornado that came in and destroyed a couple of schools.
We were, yes, sir. And thankfully, then Stoner Creek has been rebuilt, and the other school is on the very cusp of being ready to reopen. So, yeah.
But it's not going to be too long if it continues, and there's no reason to think it's not going to, that we're going to have another high school.
That's true, yes, sir.
And that is incumbent upon you people in the county commission to work with the school board to you got to appropriate the money. They're looking to you for that.
That's our role in the process, is finding out how to finance it. Yes, sir.
Well, none of us like a tax increase, and I'm sure you that's in the back of your mind. If and when that will be necessary. You got any prediction on that at all? Can we keep the tax rate we have now for the foreseeable future?
Hopefully so. Wilson County does have an excellent bond rating, so we're able to borrow the money as cheaply as possible. That is one good thing that does come with the growth, is the increased tax revenue, and that comes along with it. And thankfully, up until recently at least, and the economy has been in good shape, and I believe Wilson County hasn't been affected quite as much as a lot of other parts of the country as far as that. I heard it said that it's a lot better to be in a growing county than in a declining county, and we're definitely still in the growing category.
Well, as you hear from your constituents, is there one prominent thing that's on their mind? I mean, growth has got to be, I would think, up there, but there's probably different areas that people are concerned about, but which would include schools, maybe law enforcement, our public safety, this sort of thing. What are you hearing?
We hear a little of everything. We really do, and it kind of changes sometimes with the seasons and what's going on. A lot of the residents are well informed. I'll get different calls from different parts of my district, and sometimes from out of district as well. Of course, the one thing that's been on a lot of folks' mind lately is the potential rezoning out at Tucker's Crossroads, and with the developers wanting to do some things out there that aren't super popular with the community. But that's been the biggest thing that I've gotten calls about in my 2 years on a regular basis is calls concerning that.
Mm-hmm. Well, as far as this goes out there, you formed an opinion. You've got anything you want to say about
my district? So I'm kind of sitting on the sidelines and just seeing how it plays out. I've talked to a lot of folks, so I sort of have ideas about the will of the community out there, but there's good and bad that comes with either one. So
yeah, right. As far as government itself, some people want we'll say the less government the better, and then other people want government to do everything. Where would you fall in line there as your personal political conviction?
Generally, it's best if the government gets out of the way and lets people live their lives to the best extent possible. Government should do things that the private sector can't or won't do, but that sounds a lot better on paper than it does just sometimes.
Yeah. We haven't talked about law enforcement much here. How do you rate our sheriff's department? And
excellent. Every time I've had an issue that's come up, then the sheriff and the deputies have been more than helpful, and very prompt about getting the attention that we need. Of course, it's like everything. There's some things that there's not an easy answer to, but they're definitely more than willing to work with us and do the best that we can to find solutions.
Okay, we got our May County Commission meeting coming up here before long. I haven't, I don't usually see the agenda. The County Mayor Hutto will be here on the Monday off and tell us what's going to be on the agenda that night, and I don't usually know till then, but any big thing you know of coming up for the May meeting?
I don't know of anything coming up for May, anything major at least. We had a big rezoning last month, but I don't know of anything major yet. Committee meetings where the agenda is set will be next Thursday night. So,
so we're a little early on.
We're a little early. I won't really know what's on the agenda.
Everybody's interested in roads, and everybody is especially interested in the road that runs in front of their house.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Talk about roads here. I don't know exactly what to ask, but I think all of our roads are paved in Wilson County. That is a plus in and of itself.
I can't think of any right offhand. As soon as I say that they all are, then somebody will say, well, this road's not. But I do believe for the most part they are. We have excellent road department, road commission. In the middle of trimming trees and clipping the sides of the roads right now, plus maintenance and everything. We've been fortunate this spring is in a way that we've been on the dry side. Not good for the farmers, but gotten a lot done. But of course, whenever the rains start and we're looking at a week full of rain chances, then that's when culverts start to back up and we start getting calls about water in places it shouldn't be.
Got a little over a minute here. You mentioned when we started here, you're a farmer. To what extent? What kind of farming you do? Tell us a little bit about that.
Vegetables is our main crop. We grow
so you grow vegetables and sell them to the
We sell at the farmers market over in Lebanon, yes, sir. Tomatoes and sweet corn, squash, cucumbers, green beans, all that.
How are things looking so far for your?
Like I say, it's been on the dry side so far. The only we're very thankful to get some rain. There's no such thing as a normal year, but this is definitely not one.
Well, you've been doing this a long time.
Yes, sir. All my life, we do the vegetables and beef cattle and pigs and sell beef and pork.
So you're really a true farmer then.
Yes, sir. I used to be a full-time farmer until I got into politics.
Okay. Well, I appreciate so much you taking time to be with us this morning. We get to know a little bit about you and District 12 people that you serve. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mr. Walker.
Haskell Evans, my guest, and that is it for Friday. Have a nice weekend, everybody. And until Monday, I wish you a fantastic day.